Last time.
Apparently there's this whole
Ultra
thing
Max.
about cats turning into people.
I'm going to smoke crack.
To tell you to fuck off. Did I ask you to film me?
Okay,
Don't
so-
ever do that.
Do you guys know where I can get some forms?
Formula One.
And if you aren't equipped with a street lingo now, Formula One is fentanyl.
First bite was like over the moon.
There's some new stuff on the streets. You've got serious stuff. I want to know F1.
Okay, it's coming, I said.
Okay.
The guy's up and down.
Alright, how many friends have you lost to drugs on the streets?
I mean, I lost my whole family, my cousins. Whoa. There's so many people I lost on it, bro.
Lost my dad in fentanyl, his body couldn't absorb it.
And then fentanyl, they're putting fentanyl in heroin now, which is 50 times stronger than heroin. That's killing people.
Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl can kill you in a matter of minutes. That's the same size as a few grains of sand.
50 times that of heroin, an illegal opioid, and 100 times that of morphine.
We're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Across the UK, a quiet shift is unfolding. Fentanyl is here. Long seen as an American problem, the drug is now slipping into Britain in tiny, undetectable amount. A few grams can move through ports or postal routes unnoticed, which is why searches and concerns about the UK opioid crisis is rising. Its danger is simple. Fentanyl is deadly in milligrams, hits faster than heroin. The users stop breathing before they realise, and is now being mixed with heroin, cocaine, fake pills, and even lean. Paramedics in cities across the UK are already seeing overdoses with fentanyl-like symptoms, with toxicology tests confirming traces in regions from London to Scotland. The scale is still unclear. Fentanyl doesn't need a big market to do damage. It hides inside existing supply chains. Many still believe fentanyl isn't a UK issue, but the early signs mirror the start of the US crisis. Low cost, high potency, unpredictable purity, rising unexplained overdoses. And unless awareness grows, the country risks facing a synthetic opioid wave before it fully sees it coming. If you are doing it or know anyone else who is doing it, please seek help immediately, because addiction is a medical problem and it needs to be prescribed and dealt with.
Need your story because the kids need to hear from you.
No, the kids don't.
No, they do because they're out here causing fuckeries. They want to be.
What do you want me to say?
Honestly, what would you say to a younger version of yourself? A 12-year-old version?
Don't ever in your life get involved with drugs. Drink. No, this grew up have a fucking profession. Do your best and look after your family.
That's some real stuff.
No.
That's some real stuff.
I didn't do it. Shit. Look at me, I'm a fuckery.
But you know what?
Sorry for using the language, but I'm a mother. I mean, but hey, any kid growing up now, grow up, be professional, have a job, look after your kids, and do the right thing. Get your mortgage, get your cars, get everything expected. But you know where the drug situation comes from? Drink. The most legal thing in the country is alcohol. See when you touch alcohol? Drugs. I started at 13. Weed, no, solid. It was soap bar in my day.
Like hash?
Because I lived in Ireland. I mean, never weed. Weed didn't come in there when I was about 30. I mean, but we smoked soap bar for like 25 years. I mean, and at the end of it, I got into coke, I got into ecstasy. Well, actually, it was my first fucking drug because I loved ecstasy. 1 out of 14 years of age, getting in there an 18-year-old fucking nightclub, dancing like fuck. I was a dope smoker,
But
ecstasy eater. Then I'd fall into the alcohol until I was about 23, 24. But then I fell into the cocaine. And then when I moved over here when I was 35, I had the crack, so I was on the streets. I introduced that. It's nothing different. But you know what it is? One message out there off. Just don't do it.
what I do know right now, there's some new stuff on the streets. You've got F1. You've got serious stuff where.
You know this. That's why I'm saying the young kids now, don't fuck about, because fuck knows just get mixed with everything. And I'm being honest. Broskies. Hey, these are the boys. I know this. Fair play is because you're passing the message. And I know this. Hats off. No, I'm not taking the hat off because I'm bally. But hats off, boys.
No, respect, sir.
You're doing a good job.
And after that, Jesse dropped his tablet.
Let's see if the screen's cracked. That's how you know this shit's cheap. It's it's not broken.
I know. I'll go and get it fixed. I'll go to crack converters. I'm gonna see how much it's worth.
Overall, that guy was a really sound geezer. But what he said was completely right. If you're thinking about doing it, don't do it. And it's really telling to see how one of the most legal things in this country, alcohol, really does affect people's mental state, and it is really addictive. Like, I see it across a lot of people I know. Like, it's so normalized, but it's so deadly. Can we solve it by eradicating the drugs, or is it because of social issues, like people being in poverty? People use it as escapism, because a lot of these people are from disadvantaged backgrounds. I think they work 2 and 2 together. Like, the more you take it, the more poverty you get into and the more you want to escape. But first, I have a complaint. I was editing part 2 and some dumbasses decided to comment this. My brother, we said part 2 was gonna be the serious one. You wasted 14 minutes of your life? I had to edit this shit.
Law-abiding sins and I don't bloody care. I'm a law-abiding sins and I don't bloody care. They think I still look like a criminal, so they fucking stand.
This is the alley.
What about the pit stop?
Round the bend? Nigga, I don't even know what the fuck you talking about, but we gonna find out. Sorry, sorry, that was my adopted tongue.
Have you ever considered becoming an actor? Or are you a failed one like Ben Shapiro?
I'm considering it now, but I probably will fail. Sometimes I get all Atlantery. Fuck Ben Shapiro. No, I'm joking. He's cool. He's cool. He's just not a real he doesn't love Israel enough for me.
Israel has launched a social media campaign which involves paying influencers up to $7,000 per post to create pro-Israel content. Jesse wants to get involved, and he doesn't care what he has to do or say. But I don't think he knows Netanyahu doesn't watch our videos.
Are you from the Streatham area?
Not my friend.
Okay.
From West London.
Have you ever been to Streatham? What do you think about?
Streatham is shit.
Thank you very much, sir.
Palestine.
Thank you, sir. Like, you know the things that I never carried out? I wanted to be a grave robber. I always thought to myself, there must be like some antique coffins where I could potentially find maybe like a skeleton with some jewellery that could be potentially priceless.
That does not surprise me. The problem is, when I'm cameraman, he doesn't do weird shit like this. Bro, this guy needs to be like protected, cottoned, like this guy needs to be, what's the word without sounding like his probation officer? After those awkward interactions, Jesse then made it to the pit stop where he met this guy right here. This is Nathaniel. He's a Streatham resident who's going to tell us about the struggles of living on the streets while losing his whole family.
There's always someone coming up to you, someone screaming at you in the morning or in the evening. I will walk down the road and someone will come up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will look at me, staring at me, thinking, where you from? What are you doing around my end? You work for something your whole life. And someone will just come up to you and take it, knowing you have to support your whole family.
Wow, it's very, very powerful. How does crime come into play in the culture in Streatham in terms of robbery, theft, violence and drug usage?
Well, the government could do it a whole lot better than this, how they're doing now, but because the way the government are working, well, it's like you can't even go to a police officer and say you got beaten up for it.
So essentially, the Metropolitan Police have lost all control in the streets of Streatham.
Of course.
Alright, how many friends have you lost to drugs on the streets?
I mean, I lost my whole family, bro. My cousins. Bro, there's so many people I lost on it, bro. I can't really talk about it, bro. It's being on the fucking streets is not being easy, bro.
I feel you, bro.
Because, or even when I'm walking down the streets, I get stopped by the police.
So the people that are here to protect you are actually antagonizing you as well?
Yeah, because I get stopped by the police for walking down the streets. And what? One day they just arrested me for no reason.
For just breathing, you're
For
saying?
just walking down the street.
I understand.
And I'm thinking you're meant to like protect us, be there. So it's like if we're getting abused or getting beaten up or getting something, we have to call you. You're meant to come. But when we call you, you lot just don't come, bro. You say you come, and then you don't.
Last thing, can you send a message to a young person who might be falling into a rough time and they might be considering falling into drinking drugs?
If you ever end up in any situation or in any way, there's always help out there. Yeah, there's always help. When you need help, someone will always willing to help you. You need to go to Lambeth Council and tell them you're on the streets, and they will help you. They will put you in a hostel for the night, and then from there, just follow them. Just listen.
Is that the pathway I'm assuming you went down to find some success along your journey?
Me, I had to call Lambo Rescue Team.
Okay, let's try this out. Let's try this shit out. Alright, cool. Right now we're in the foyer of a bando where we're gonna be speaking to someone who's deep in it.
What's the main demographic of hard drug users?
There is no main demographic. I've seen everyone. It's probably the most diverse subject pool you can get.
After a long day of research, then Jesse decided to find a homeless person who's addicted to fentanyl, who plays the bongos.
Sir, my friend, it is a pleasure.
I used to smoke hash in a spliff. There was a lady, she was in charge of that place. I was getting married, I liked somebody else. She was expecting from me, but I didn't know that was one-sided. Then she started putting a heroin in my spliff. I didn't even know how to roll up the hash.
And at what point did you realize that heroin was being spiked in your hashish?
When I went to see doctor, after 6 months, I was a very strong man. That's my photo there when I went, was with...
God rest his soul.
Now this is crazy. Imagine someone you trusted spiking you with heroin. Sometimes people get addicted without their control, all because she wanted him to associate his addiction from being around her. There was a TikTok trend like this on the guides of being toxic. However, she took it to a different level. This is relationship abuse. You probably heard about people being spiked to their drinks with roofies. Nearly 1 million adults have had their drinks spiked, and only 23% of victims reported to police. Women are targeted 2 times more than men, and 87% of respondents believe that the primary motive was sexual assault, and 69% noted robbery as a motive. Imagine roofies being replaced with fentanyl, a drug getting cheaper and with a higher risk of you overdosing.
At what point did you actually realize that you're not getting high off of hashish? It was the doctor that told you. So what was it? At what point did you realize you were getting ill? Because there would have been a time frame from when the effects of the substance changed within about a month.
It's a funny kind of flu and then sneezing. He said, you know what? How and when did you start smoking heroin? I said, sir. He said, please don't play with me. I said, excuse me. He said, you got a heroin in your blood. I said, sir, hashish, I know. Then I understood what was going on.
Okay, so after this revelation, now I'm assuming to survive, to live, you need to continue with your addiction. Now this is when everything spirals. So what point do you go from being at the GP's to actually saying, fuck it, I need to go pick up because I can't survive like this?
The place called Kaleidoscope in Kingston, where people go for substitute. I said, I can't afford every day. After that, when he referred me, that was another week for me.
I mean, I've heard reports recently that the methadone is stronger than the actual heroin on the streets.
More dangerous than heroin.
Methadone is a drug doctors prescribe you to help with withdrawals.
It is actually, when I heard, doctor put me on 35 milligrams. People get 100, 200, but 35 milligrams, he said, I said, yes, sir. When I find out that this is what it does, joints, and I was a musician, I started having a bit of weakness in my arms. Then I started getting 5 milligrams every week, which was very hard. It was easier to come off heroin than methadone. So by the time I was married, I told my missus, she felt it. It was love marriage. There was one time I was very out of order, like fully into drugs. That experience, like...
Can you talk us through that experience if you don't mind sharing? I know it might be a sensitive...
This is a true testimony, I will. So from there, I've just seen one thing, people heroin addictive. And then that led me to the crack. So many people cried as well, because I was the person who very loving, caring. But then I was the person I started...
Before you expand on that, do you remember what that first pipe was like?
The first pipe was like over the moon, once I have. And those days, by the way, 95, end of 95, 96, I started. Someone said, if you want to come out of heroin, smoke that, man. I said, all right.
And was this during the time where crack cocaine was first entering the streets of London?
Yeah, those days, it was kind of a new thing. It was like pure.
So like bits of bass, okay, straight drop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nowadays, thank God, I'm off of those things. Now I can say proudly.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But the time was like whenever I used to go to yards. But my wife, there was a time she was angry. As she left, so she decided to get her place, because we already have 2 doors. I started running my place as a yard. I went prison before, but with driving offense, not serious things. They're saying a school friendship, hostel friendship, and prison friendship you never forget.
Are you aware of any of the newer opioids, is it nitazoxanine?
This is talking about
like new.
I think something they call.
Yes, that's the
fentanyl. I think this is the fentanyl. That one is a little heroin in it. The rest is some dangerous kind of tablets. This is how they made it. I tried once.
And is that like as soon as it's touched down in southwest London, i.e. Streatham, because
some evil kind of drugs they made. This is just 20 time clocking of that,
more than traditional heroin.
Yeah.
Right.
And then this is how I'm saying. So in custody, what you're just saying is the madness.
It's mainly spice. That's the main thing.
Yeah. That was allowed them days. In prison somehow, I remember. Spice was allowed. And sorry, can I just drink a water?
No, of course. I'm fine for the time being, man. But yeah, man.
Right. Nowadays, Croydon is Brixton. F1 is the one in Streatham I've seen people running up and down. What's up, man? Oh man, just F1. I said, I don't know what's. I said, all I know is you used to smoke heroin. He said, no man, I'm on F1. This is all that dangerous thing is. Thank God, man. I just didn't go to this.
Do you know what I would love? I would love to go to Croydon someday with you, for you to show us around. You find out your creativity is more heightened when you're on substances or when you're off substances?
Do you like to hear little bits?
Yes, absolutely.
So, but this is called male, this is female. So this is called tablas, yeah?
Okay.
So I'm gonna just play a Bollywood, little where people get dance.
so like I was saying, so do you make better music when you're high?
No.
Okay.
Crack and heroin. When I started crack, that was my downfall. I mean, my mind is like abnormal.
What's the mortality saying? Because like from my journeys, speaking to different people on the streets, I'm hearing a lot of people are going over the fentanyl.
Yeah, my best friend. Oh God, she was so innocent. Like, she was the person who actually liked to experiment drugs. She was smoking crack, heroin as well. So very simple lady. I could feel sorry for her. When we find out second day, Sunny, oh Lord, she's dead. Hey, what? So nobody's fault. She was begging for it. People were smoking. So I think she had one pipe of that and she was wow. And people in that situation, I saved 2 people's life. People scared and the police will involved. They're gonna be murder case. So some of them, I don't want to swear that, but bastards, they left. She could have been saved. Oh,
have you had people die in your arms?
One person, not in my arms, like it was in the same room, and that person was when I entered in, because there was a yard, so the dealer used to sit there, and so at the time, the 2 ladies were sitting there, and she said, "Sonny," I said, "Where's the guy?" "Oh no, he's gone, breathing." I said, "Look, listen, I'm not good at medical at all, like checking what's going on. I think I'm going to." She says, "You know, I think, Sonny, I do nurse." She said, "What you saying? Tell me quick. Call the ambulance, man." Then they called the ambulance. That was the person who died. So he could have been saved if he wouldn't have got scared or something. My message is this, man. When that happens, obviously, just call the emergencies ASAP. People shouldn't scared because police or whatever, they're not stupid. They know that you're not the murderer or nothing. So people should, when they see like that, people should call the help. Not running and then maybe person could have lived. That's the one. And the second one was, there was a hostel somewhere. I really didn't know that because one lady was sitting with him, rinsing him because he had money backdated, whatever. That poor guy started as well recently. He came in hostel, so within 5-6 months, because of loving ladies, so it's a common thing happens. So the person, he became addicted of heroin crack. And then I was holding, scared to see that situation. Holding, so I said, water. She was running. I said, "Darling, just call ambulance." She was making excuses, my phone is dead, But I had to call the ambulance, and then that's the last. I said, "Sir, I just came in." Within 2-3 minutes time, I was asking questions to the person. "Who is the lady?" I said, "I don't know the lady's name." Nothing. But there was a lady sitting here. When I came here, to be honest, I smoked drugs. I told them. And then officers really he believed everything. Because I told them truth. So I said, "This is what happened. There's the cameras there. You can check what time I entered." They said, No, cool, that's fine. It's an OD. He said, "It's 2 minutes. Oh my God. So the stupid girl could have called ambulance. When these things happen, like, that was gonna make me very, when I remember those things.
No, I couldn't.
That's the question you asked me.
No, absolutely. I couldn't begin to imagine what it was.
And there we have it. That's how drugs ruined this poor man's life. He didn't even ask to take it. He got spiked. And yeah, it ended up just getting him hooked. And he saw so many traumatic things which all could have been avoided if they just weren't on the streets. And now we've got F1, which is growing ever more rapidly. It's only gonna get worse. This stuff really does ruin people's lives.
The opioid crisis is disgusting. It's running rampant, and let's move the humor out of everything. These are real life people. I'm a real life person. I've had experiences that I don't necessarily need to talk about them. You guys don't even need to see that through my character. But just know the people that you see us around, there's a reason why they open up to us. There's a reason why they speak to us. But that's for behind the scenes. Fix this country up. I'm not playing about no more. Check if the screen's on. What we're doing, right now we're live and direct. It's kind of like a channel for like ex-offenders. I don't know if you've ever done time in custody. Have you lost anyone through like overdose, whether it's been like through like the spice or fentanyl or H or?
I died myself 2 weeks ago. Off fentanyl. Someone sold me fentanyl. I went to the downstairs toilets in the train station and I OD'd off fentanyl. My best mate was there, he saved my life. I stopped breathing for 45 seconds and 22 seconds. Is what you give out in life is what you get back. Simple. What you give out in life, that's what you get back. Don't want no sympathy or nothing. My wife died, so the house was in her name, which made me homeless. That's the only reason I'm homeless, because the house was signed in her name. So just wanted to come somewhere different, so come to London. I had nothing else, so why not wake up somewhere nice? So come to London, that's why I'm here. But I don't ask for no sympathy, life's life. God bless you, lad. Thank you, and you, God bless, thank you. Cheers, mate. I feel like I've lived here years, yeah. I get on with all the lads, they're all sound, and the people, you know, there's some nice people about, you know.
And I know from time to time you see young people out here that might be even below the age of 18. What's that like?
It must be hard for them, you know. I've seen a girl down the road there the other day, she was only 22. Disgusting. Shouldn't be out on the streets.